Hello! So, this is the first episode of the book recommendations for What's on Your Mind series. And I'm so excited to begin with the theme of anxiety. This is often one of the most common requests that I receive as part of my personalized book recommendation service. Book recommendations for anxiety, across both fiction and non-fiction. So I wanted to share some client favorites. I hope you find these useful. First on my list is First We Make the Beast Beautiful, a new conversation about anxiety by Sarah Wilson. Sarah Wilson, the founder of I Quit Sugar and a New York Times best-selling author, has navigated a life marked by high anxiety, covering experiences with bipolar disorder, OCD, and multiple suicide attempts. She became wary of viewing anxiety merely as a malady that necessitates medicinal suppression. This led her to pose a thought-provoking question. Can anxiety be transformed into something beautiful? This query sparked a 7-year odyssey, during which Sarah, living with only 2 suitcases, crisscrossed the globe. She engaged in conversations with luminaries such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Oprah's life coach, and prominent mental health organizations, all in a quest to unravel the intricate web of anxiety. The culmination of her journey yielded a profound philosophy informed by the best in science, along with practical strategies for not just coping, but thriving with the challenges posed by anxiety. I hope you find it a useful read. I've then got a non-fiction pick. The next one on my list is Dare, the New Way to End Anxiety and Stop Panic Attacks by Barry McDonough. Barry McDonough's book is based on scientific evidence examined over a period of 10 years. This has led him to develop the DARE technique to put an end to anxiety and anxious, intrusive thoughts. He also shows us how to boost our self-confidence, fall asleep at night, reduce panic attacks, and generalized anxiety, as well as his go-to natural supplements on relieving anxiety. His goal is for his readers to lead a bolder and brighter life. The book also comes with a free app that readers can download so that they can leverage the DARE response in any situation. Plus, the book's positive reviews speak for themselves. Then, another non-fiction I have, My Age of Anxiety, Fear, Hope, Dread, and the Search for Peace of Mind by Scott Stossel. Now, this is a unique book as the author himself, a successful journalist for Atlantic magazine, suffers from anxiety. The book brings together science, humanities, and his own experience of anxiety to exhaustively discuss the condition and treatment. It also serves as an inspiring example of how someone can achieve significant accomplishment whilst struggling with anxiety. If you suffer from anxiety, it might also eerily resonate with you and might even change your life. Now, for a more practical book, I'd suggest the Anxiety and Phobia Workbook by Edmund J. Bourne. This is a non-fiction resource and bestseller. The book itself is filled with practical tools and techniques to manage anxiety that are straightforward to implement. The book covers anxiety, panic attacks, generalized anxiety disorder, mental illness, obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other related conditions. It's the perfect book for offering relief from anxiety and calming symptoms of anxiety. Another workbook I would recommend is the Anxiety and Worry Workbook, The Cognitive Behavioral Solution by David A. Clark. This is a fantastic resource, one of the best self-help books on anxiety, and it's grounded in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and developed by clinician researcher Aaron T. Beck. This book is filled with helpful tools and techniques to manage anxiety using CBT from identifying anxiety triggers to challenging unhelpful thoughts and beliefs, as well as reducing the fear response and social anxiety. The book includes exercises and worksheets that you can download or print. Perfect if you're looking for something practical and immediately applicable. It's available in Kindle format too, so you can carry it around with you on your Kindle app, on your phone or tablet, wherever you go. And for those of us who struggle with panic attacks, you might find my next book suggestion compelling. Called From Panic to Power by Lucinda Bassett. Lucinda Bassett has developed a wonderful anxiety management program that she uses to guide readers through in this book, showing them how to manage the anxious brain by taking back control of their lives without feeling hostage to anxiety. She teaches us how to transform negative thoughts and anxious energy into a more positive energy with compassion that feels freeing and empowering and gives our self-esteem a boost. And the next on the list is a treat. Finally, a fiction pick. It is Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This is an ambitious, authentic, and perhaps cathartic piece of fiction from the prolific author that thoughtfully weaves together a story about 16-year-old Azza and a fugitive billionaire whose mystery she painstakingly tries to solve with her best friend Daisy. The story details the daily struggles of living with obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD, and provides a painstakingly accurate narrative of what it feels like to be a teenager with unrelenting anxiety. As someone who struggles with anxiety, you might find yourself identifying with Azza in a surprisingly startling way. The book offers empathy as we recognize our own anxious feelings in the literature, offering cathartic relief. I've also got another fiction pick for you guys, and this one's by the fabulous Alice Oseman. Yes, it's called I Was Born for This. She quotes, "I was born for this. I'm not a person who's sitting around waiting for something to happen." The novel opens with 16-year-old Alice Oseman's declaration of her ultimate destiny, the music world. She tells us about her first gig as lead singer in an indie band and how she came to write songs with her best friend, drummer Johnny Whitehall. Her account of life on tour is fraught with frustration that comes from being outshone by Alex Fierro, the charismatic guitarist and songwriter, but also laced with moments of joy when they perform their catchy pop tunes at venues across England. The highs are punctuated by lows, arguments between bandmates over artistic control, members leaving to pursue other projects, and Alice's longing for her long-distance love. The novel is told in a series of vignettes that intersperse with the band's rise, and scenes from a 16th birthday party thrown by parents who just don't understand their daughter anymore, awkward conversations about sex with mentors at school, an emotional confrontation with Alex on stage during a gig when she can no longer hold back her feelings. We also meet Alice as a teenager, dealing with panic attacks stemming from a panic disorder, navigating relationships fraught with miscommunication or misunderstanding, friendships as well as romantic, which make it difficult but incredibly important for them all to find themselves on this often rocky road. I hope you like it. I hope you find it an interesting read. And of course, we cannot forget Matt Haig for any anxiety-related books, with his incredible non-fiction book titled Notes on a Nervous Planet. This is a beautiful therapeutic book on finding a sense of calm and peace in a world that doesn't stop bubbling stress and anxiety, where people are constantly nervous, disconnected, and very alone. Haig questions, how can we stay sane on a planet that makes us mad? How do we stay human in a technological world? How do we feel happy when we are encouraged to be anxious? Haig himself has experienced years of his own anxiety, anxious thoughts and panic attacks, urging him to look at the big questions more closely so that he can better understand his feelings and interior life, as well as the external stresses around him. Notes on a Nervous Planet is a brilliant look at how to process emotions and find peace in a distressed, anxious world, where we are faced with existential angst every day. From someone with a first-hand personal experience of overcoming anxiety, it's a great listen on the audiobook version as well. Next on the list is Wabi Sabi, Japanese Wisdom for a Perfectly Imperfect Life by Beth Kempton. The philosophy of Wabi Sabi, which explores the beauty found in the transient imperfection of life, captured in this book in stunning vignettes, leaves you feeling energized and refreshed, particularly after a difficult day. It helps us to reframe the negative feelings around anxiety that can often hold us hostage. It's the perfect addition to any toolkit on anxiety. I also had to throw in a colouring book called The Calm Colouring Book, Beautiful Images to Soothe Your Cares Away. I had to throw it in. It's by Patience Coster, and I wanted to combine a little bit of art therapy here. Colouring is one of the most effective stress management tools out there, a relaxing technique to free the mind of fearful thoughts. This is a stunning colouring book, laced with gorgeous artwork of nature from birds, flowers and butterflies to allow us to focus on the beauty of these creatures and colouring our stresses and strains away as our creative mind is ignited. A fabulous stress reliever, it perfectly complements the books above. And last but not least, we have the complete poems of Emily Dickinson. Poetry is often a great tool to immerse ourselves in when seeking a sense of calm and peace. It focuses the reader's mind and transcends us to another plane. And what better poetry collection to start with than the complete poems of Emily Dickinson, with her range of psychological, spiritual, and intellectual poetry, and her bold, innovative prose continue to shine a guiding light to those who read her poetry. This poetry collection contains 1,775 poems and continues to be one of the most widely read pieces of her work. I hope you enjoyed these book recommendations and found them useful. Do let me know of any others I should be adding to this list. Lastly, you might enjoy my book, Bibliotherapy, The Healing Power of Reading, available at all bookstores. It also includes an A to Z of book recommendations at the back, arranged by different mental health themes. Thank you for listening, and until next time.